Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jarrell, aka J Real, and I'm here reporting for Level 1 News. And today I'm here to talk about NBA 2K20. Now, anybody who's played 19 knows what 20 is going to bring for the most part. Now, of course, all the regular stuff is back: the association, the My GM, the My Career, the My League, the everything is back. You know, the neighborhood, the park games, is all back. But they've done a lot of different things with it, and I'm happy to talk to you about them right now. So we're going to talk about some of the newer things, how they did certain things. So first off, they introduced the WNBA into this year's 2K, and it's the first time the WNBA has been in the 2K. Now they kind of took this from NBA Live. NBA Live did it last year with NBA Live 19, and they had WNBA in there. They also had where you could create a My Player as a female, as a woman. Now, in this one, in 2K20, they did not give you that option, which people thought they were because they knew they were introducing WNBA, but they did not give you that option to do that. You can play a WNBA season. You can't. I don't think you can do the My League or the My GM with it. I haven't got really much into depth with that, but I know you can do a season. You can play in association with them, which is cool. You could also do a play now against your friends online. You can do it with your local friends or however you want. So I think that's a dope feature. I think next year they'll probably do more with it. Everybody was figuring that you could make a WNBA play and have a WNBA career, My Career. Thought that would be pretty dope. They changed the way you build a player. They changed how the player was made, how the player created gets done. The best two NBA 2Ks, there were two archetypes that you pick. So you pick your guy's first archetype and the second one, and depending on that, it depends on your stats. This one, they gave you a lot of free range with it. What you end up doing is picking between a pie chart of which you want. Do you want more driving and you know, this, you want your guy to have a better potential at shooting later, or you want him to have a better potential at dribbling. So you pick the pie charts, and then they give you your amount of points, and you put your guy's potential to where you want it to be. So the highest, you know, if you want a high dunk rating, you get that up. And let's say you don't care much about defense, you don't have to put any points in defense. So you don't have to do something. They don't make you put certain points where you don't want to. So everybody can walk around with the same type and be built differently. I'm an offensive threat, and I've seen different offensive threats built differently than my character. And that's pretty cool. And sometimes you see different names for archetypes that you haven't seen ever. I've seen a mid-range specialist like once. And you know, certain types that you don't really see. Paint beasts, you see paint defenders, and I think it's great. It gives you a lot of different ways to build your character. So you might be walking around with the same build as somebody else, but your guy plays a whole lot differently because he plays how you like him to play. They added the ability to test it. So now you can test your build, and you could test him into a way that he doesn't, you can put him to whatever you feel like it. Like you can put him to whatever level he would be at. So if you want to test him at like a 94 overall, you can make him a 94 overall, and you can test it, see how it works. You can give him all the badges and see how the badges play out, just so you can know how they feel, so you can know what badges to pick once you actually make the build, and you can decide whether you really want to make this build or not. So I think that was a good idea. Did that. The park, we're gonna keep continuing with the My Career, because the next thing is the neighborhood. The way they changed, they didn't really do anything to the neighborhood. It's pretty much the same neighborhood as last year, which is, I don't know, kind of expected from 2K. To me, every 2 years is the same neighborhood. 2K18 was time where the neighborhood was different than the years prior, but nobody liked 2K18 neighborhood, so they changed it for 2K19, and then they kept the same neighborhood for now, which is fine. The neighborhood's not a problem. We just thought we was gonna get different ones. They kept saying that we are gonna get different ones. They feel like people are reading into stuff like it's gonna be different ones. But they said they're gonna change it up enough to give us enough variety so it doesn't seem the same, which they have been doing. I'm proud of them. But yeah, they kept the 16 and 17 had the same neighborhoods. Like I said, 18 had a different one. 19 and 20 had the same neighborhoods. So I'm not shocked. We're gonna talk about the presentation. Let's talk about the menu and everything. The menu of the game looks a whole lot different. Looks way more vibrant than last year. It's still kind of sort of set up the same way. Stuff is at the top and you slide from left to right, but it's way more vibrant. It's way more intuitive, and to me, it's a lot better. Then they did a lot better with the also with the music. Oh, the soundtrack is actually pretty dope. Now they said they're gonna have a soundtrack that changes throughout the year, so every couple of months they're gonna try and switch out the tracks that are on the game. So you have different music. You're gonna have different music from different artists, and I think that's a pretty dope idea. So I'm looking forward to hearing different music come out after a couple of months of playing the game and be like, oh, what? I never heard this track. This wasn't on here earlier. So I'm waiting for that. I think that'd be a great thing. They still have everything the same. It's still all in the same spots. I like how what they did with the park actually was that when you go look at the games now, a thing pops up of how many players are needed. So you don't have to see who's there. You can be like, oh, they need a player over here, they need 2 over here, they need 3 over here. And you can see everything is a little bit cool, better. On my team, a lot of people are, I haven't heard any complaints. They made it more intuitive. They made it more interactive. I know they dropped a bunch of packs, one after another, and you know, people in my team, people are happy about it. So in my team, people are happy. The my GM league, my league people are happy. The my GM people are happy. The park people are pretty happy. They was kind of upset at first, but we'll get into that a little bit later. The other good things that they did, the graphics are really, really good. I think what they did with this 2K is show more emotions. Last 2K, a lot of people were just like, they had emotions, but this one is way more. They made faces, like you can see when somebody's questioning something, they're upset. Like my character, when you drive to the hole, you can see all of that. They changed the shooting. The shooting is way more difficult than last year. You have to know your release timing. You have to know your guys. You have to be open. You can't. The moving shots are a lot harder to make this year. You're not gonna be greening everything like you did last year. Everything is just way harder. The defense is harder. The gameplay in general is just better. It's more closely simulated to basketball than I've played in the past couple years. The blow-by animations, there's not really that many of those. It's more than it was, I feel like more than it was last year, but kind of sort of less. When you get them, it feels like you got them. You know, it feels like I got it because I have the step on the guy, rather than in 2K18 where it was just, I'm just gonna run into him and the animation's gonna activate. Like, this is way less animation based, a lot of more physics based. When you drive to the hole, even every time you drive, you think like, maybe I can make this. I feel like I can make this layup. Even though it looks so tough, you feel like you can make it. Unlike last year, it was just make a miss. And they did a lot of great things with this game. I liked how they made the dribbling. I like the like I said, I do like the shooting, even though it is difficult. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of everybody is trying to be like, yo, the jump shots, you miss wide open jump shots, like because it's like real life. You're not gonna hit everything, but if you know your timing and you're a good shooter, that's good. Badges are very important this year. Last year they were important. This year they're everything. All the jump shots are slower, so that's how you have to make your release faster, or that you have to do get the jump shot created. It doesn't unlock at a certain level anymore. It unlocks at a certain point in the game. So I think that's a cool thing. The one other thing that they added that people love is the rep system. Your rep system is back. Instead of it being like it was last year where it didn't really matter, the rep system is back to where it goes up, win or lose. But the rep system matters a lot. It doesn't matter what your rating is, the road to 99 is not there. You want to become a legend. So that's what matters. The rep matters a lot. Now you get rep through the rec or through park. That's it. Win or lose, you get it. There's double rep weekends, there's other types of stuff to get you going. But yes, rep matters a lot in this game. So that's a cool thing that they brought back. Every good needs a bad. So these are the bad points that I have found out about 2K, or that I have witnessed in 2K. When it first came out, 2K20 has come out, it was a lot of people getting booted offline, literally for no reason. People were walking around in the neighborhood and they would just get kicked out. Servers were horrible. It happened to me where I would finish a part game and it would be slow to load, like, all right, the game is over, and it's slow to give me my results, and then you just get booted offline. And it happened to so many people. It happened to people in regular NBA games, like in a regular My Career game. You play the game, and then the game is over, and then you get kicked offline. And that was a thing that was happening to a lot of people. And people were like, what the heck? So they came up with they had to come up with a strategy because 2K didn't fix it yet. But when the fourth quarter came around, you quit and saved. So that way, if you got kicked off, you only had to play the fourth quarter over again instead of the whole game, because it happened. It was hard to get into rec games and the pro-am games. I witnessed this. One of my friends, me and him were not able to get into. He kept getting kicked out before we actually got into a game 3 times in the pro-am arena. So then we went over to the rec. He got kicked out of there too. It was like, he was just like, yeah, I give up. You know, there was other glitches, such as the stopping of the rep. The rep wouldn't go up, like your rep or your bar to fill up your badges wouldn't go up. So people were like, this frozen. They would play a game and nothing would happen. That went on for a while. They patched that. There was a no-name glitch that happened to me where because you took your character from the demo and you just play with him, because I like the way my character was built, so I just took him from the demo. Character didn't have a name at all, just nothing. Had nothing on the back. His name would not be there. They fixed that glitch. A lot of people had that glitch. I was one of them. They had a badge glitch where you could get all of these badges ASAP. They fixed that. They had to patch that. So, I mean, 2K's actually doing things correctly. They're on the right path. But it just seemed like that was a pretty disastrous launch for a while. People were going at the game. There was a whole hashtag fix 2K on Twitter between a bunch of YouTubers. They're talking about people that went to the community day, people that interviewed Ronnie, like people like whatchamacallit, Shakedown, Agent Zero. You know, those people were like, yo, Cash Nasty was in there talking. Big YouTubers was like, what is going on with this game? So they addressed a lot of that. That's a good thing, but that was the negative. Negative back to me that keeps going. They also said the game was slow. The game was slow, so they sped it up. Sped up the game speed. The one negative that I've come to encounter sometimes, that I know people have a little gripe but haven't really been complaining about too much, is the shot contest system. It tells you the percentage that you contested it, but sometimes you'll be all over the guy and it'll be like 3%. And you're like, how is that 3%? In real life, I was like, that's like 60 something. Like in real life, like if I was in your face, you're not gonna be like, oh, I was 3% covered. Like sometimes you jump and you're like, I'm not even there, and the guy's like 59%. So I like the percentage, but I think they need to do better with it sometimes. But I think a lot of factors go into it that we don't know about. Probably the badges, the height, and the positioning and all that stuff. But I don't know, I think they could fix that a little bit better. I like the shooting the way it is. Some people say they want to make it easier, but I appreciate the way it is, that you have to know what you're doing. You can't take dumb shots. You have to be smart about it. And I think overall it's a great game. It's to me, it's better than 19. It's really good. It's definitely moving in the right direction. And I think it's so much fun to play. Even when I lose, I have a good time. You try and find out new ways to make your guy do the things you want him to do, and I think it's fun. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I'm guessing I'm gonna say it's a 8 to a 9 for me. 8, I give it an 8.5, just because there was those glitches in the beginning and there's those little things, and the grinding is still there. But I think it makes it more fun, because when you play on a park, it's all about how you play, not about your character's level, and not about your rating and all that. And I think that's a dope idea. So shout out to 2K. I think you guys are doing a great job. Like I said, I've been with you guys since the original 2K, and like I said, I'm your resident 2K player, your boy Jarrell, aka J Real. And this is me reporting for Level 1 News. And all right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.